I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey fam, welcome back to another episode of Below Deck. This is season 1, episode 7. Ooh, there it is. I'm your host, Akilah, Ffriend, and like our new favorite guests, I've been drinking since I was baptized, child. And I'm joined by two of my co-hosts. One, Nate Harris, who is the epitome of a drama queen.
That is me.
And we also have our other guest, Amir Yassai, who's been living below deck thanks to Corona. And I feel like we should really address what's happening right now.
Yes.
First of all, the fact that we are literally no days off. We're like, okay, yes, we're all here. We're in our separate homes, but we wanted to really make sure that we got back and kikied about this episode because it's just that good. And we love it too. So that's amazing. Here we are for that. And I mean, let's talk about the overall, we'll start this off with talking about this overall thoughts. We'll get into, you know, Jenna and Adams thing again, Jenna and Adams. That's all we need to say before moving into what happened with Madison today and just feeling her own way about her job and talking a lot about Georgia and Paget child. Notice I did not say Ciara in that. So Georgia and Paget, we'll be talking about that before moving into news and gossip and our special segments. And so let's take it away, boys. What do you think about the overall episode?
Nate, take it away. What are your thoughts?
It was a great episode. I missed you guys last week, and I wasn't able to be with you guys last week. But I see the craziness that was happening with these guests. They were absolutely ridiculously crazy, but they are on vacation, so there are limits. You have to be respectable, but they were having fun. Let the boys have fun. Slap a hand on the wrist, boys will be boys. But what I am really, really excited about right now is the fact that I told you guys that Jenna was going to get her heart broken.
And I did not believe you. And then
I didn't believe him either.
It all unfold. I was just like, Jenna, no, that girl, she's got it together. And you know, I'm glad she showed this side. This is what the people were asking for. And now let's see how they react to the fact that, you know, she's actually being vulnerable.
I like that she was vulnerable, Akilah. I like that she kind of opened up a little bit. And, you know, I'm watching these episodes. I'm really just like savoring every moment because there's been rumors that production will be halted because of Corona in Europe. So there might not be another season of Below Deck for any time soon. So we really got to enjoy every moment. So what was my rock star of this episode, honestly, was Parker. He showed up. He was sassy. He didn't want to make his bed. He was upset about cussing at the table. I was here for him. It was great. I was here for it.
Parker did have a moment. And that juxtaposed with, I think, Madison, who was really like, I would agree with Adam in this sense. She seemed like she really wanted that gold star. And it's like, girl, you know, thank you for doing your job, but I'm not going to necessarily reward you for the little things. And I understood it. I understood it at that point. So it is what it is. Let's start it off with talking about, we mentioned the guys partying. So obviously we're still with these men on this boat. We're still there with them. What did you all think? Because I was kind of like, almost enough is enough, but also at the same time, they paid for the vacation that they wanted. And that's what they deserved in a sense.
So when me and Nate were watching, we FaceTimed. So we were not together, don't worry. We were FaceTiming, but we agreed that they're kind of like the bootleg version of Jersey Shore. Like they're really trying. These boys are trying. I mean, they savored 6 champagne bottles and they walked on one, 8 of them. Oh, look, they're insane. And they walked on one of them, which was already, I mean, like, come on. Like, y'all were, and then I love when Paget was like, you're idiots. Like, you guys did this, so you walked on it. Like, what are you doing? So, I mean, at least they tipped well, which is good.
They tipped really well. It seemed like they each got $2,200 a pop. And I loved how, you know, like, what did Captain Glenn call himself? Captain Buzzkill had to come out and say, it's time to shut it all down.
Yep.
I think that they did well. I think the little small parts, like when the guy was picking up Madison kind of the last episode and things like that, you have to speak up. But I don't know if they did anything that was too far. Anything that was over the line. Yes, they were breaking the bottles. Yes, they were breaking things on the boat. Yes, the crew, as a crew and as a staff, you have to stand up and say like, okay, this needs to stop because this boat does need to go back in a certain place. The girls throwing up. We've seen that story multiple times where a girl's belligerent drunk and there's a bunch of guys on the boat, a bunch of girls. We need to stop this now before all of us are in trouble for something that we don't need to do. But I don't think that they did anything out of line. Yes, they are rude, but they were no different than any other rich, rude, entitled. I don't want to call them a-holes. So I'm just here defending them. Yes, they could have done everything better, but on vacation, sometimes I'm accidentally rude just because I'm drunk and things.
That's the thing. And I'm like, you don't know who they are. I mean, obviously in one sense, it's like, oh my gosh, this is the only moment that we're seeing them. But think about how you are on vacation. At least for me, I am like Akilah times 10. So this is potentially not where I want to be on land, but on sea.
Right. At sea, it's a whole different ballgame. And Akilah, honestly, I thought they were going to be a lot more nasty with the hot tub. I thought we were going to find some used condoms. They were not as bad as I thought. So I'm not so upset.
Yeah, you know, but I mean, you guys get in on the conversation. We're still here. We're still talking about things. So if you have any comments or know what you want to say when it comes to this episode, what do you think about these guys? What do you think about the guests? What do you think about some of the other things that we're going to talk about? Just like, comment, subscribe, engage with us on YouTube, engage with us on social media as a whole. We love it and we want to see it.
We are here on the forefront, bringing you entertainment during a quarantine. So please watch with us. And on that note, I had tweeted something that wasn't really my best moment. I was trying to be funny. I'm a comedian. I try to joke. And I said that Kate Chastain was my main stew and Jenna was not. And Jenna took it kind of the wrong way. And I really sincerely wanted to apologize because that was not my intention to make Jenna feel some sort of way. I love this show and I love the new cast. And I know she's getting a lot of hate from every direction. And I'm just here for my girl. And, you know, her and Adam are having kind of this, what do you call it? Like a boat renaissance of love. They were feeling each other. And, you know, he's putting his hand on his, you know, he put her hand on his crotch and was like, look how hard I am. But didn't want to go home with her. Like, what was going, I mean, he was sending so many mixed signals. It was like, you know, the stove in the galley that keeps turning on and off. Like, what's going on? Like,
that's exactly right. I think they're truly on some stormy waters here. And I think that, you know, Adam is giving her mixed signals. And I think it's hard if you're showing so much affection to me, so much PDA, when it comes to in front of our crew, in front of the boat, just at any given moment, if you want it to just be flirty, then let it just be flirty. But I think they already took it a step above. And I don't know, because in the confessionals, he makes it sound as though like he really wants to take this slow. It's still the beginning of their entire season. He doesn't want things to go awry. And that's why he's probably acting the way he does. But at the same time, you got to realize you're dealing with another person who doesn't know those thoughts. And it's not like he's telling her that. So if I was Jenna, I would also be left thinking like, is this guy leading me on? Is he not really into it? Is he just an asshole? Who knows?
It's a little confusing, honestly. Like the way he hugged her, like the way he was holding her, it's very relationship-y. Like he wrapped his arms around her from the back and was just, you know, that's just not just like lust. That's like very loving. I don't know. I was like confused by that.
Adam is wrong. Adam is wrong. And I'm so mad I have to go against Adam right now because I feel like I see so much of me in Adam when I look at myself from the outside in. This is exactly why I said what I said last week. Adam is going to break her heart. Adam truly, like, he doesn't want to be rude to her. He's not trying to lead her on. He's not trying to break her heart. But literally, he's on this boat. He's in this proximity space. He truly does have these feelings for Jenna. But when she's pushed on him and when he starts feeling these things, we're like, wait, my emotions are going to get involved. I have to deal with all these extra things and like the relationship stuff that comes up, where it's not just the fun part of it. It's like, okay, now I have to deal with her emotions. I have to control her emotions. I have to pay attention to her emotions. That's when he's like, oh, no. I have to
back it up.
I have to back up, you know? Now I think but I don't think that he's sending her that many mixed signals. I just feel like she's trying to have, well, I mean, from this perspective, she's all I see from her is let's go have sex right now. And he's
Yep.
Like, this is not the time to put first have sex. Like
that was a little aggressive.
Like this is not the right way. No, we're not gonna just rent a hotel like with some hooker. Like that's why I'm like, I don't know if really. You know what I'm saying?
And
like,
that's the thing.
He is, but like I don't know if it's that deep yet. And that's why at the end when he was just like, dude, you're crying over something that I just don't know if it just deserves substance yet. And I felt him on that. I understood him.
I totally see what you're saying when it comes to that. It's funny because I was like, this is really the tale of two fucks that was happening at the table, because Parker was like, I don't like you using the F word so many times at the table. And meanwhile, on the other end, Jenna is like, I need you to F me tonight.
Right now. Right now. I mean,
right now. And it's true.
Crazy.
It's true what you're saying. I think on the one end, I'm like, Adam is definitely leading her on in a certain sense, like not leading her on, but just not communicating. And you need to communicate what you actually want. At least, even though she's only seems to be right now on the surface here for a good time, not a long time, she's at least making it very clear to him, like, this is what I want from you. And he's just turning her down without saying the reason. And that for any women or any person, I'm sure in a relationship would make you feel a little bit like, okay, what's going on here?
It's not the right approach, I think. And like, I mean, for me, there was so many things to unpack. First off, Nate is like, Adam, a heartbreaker? I did not know that. This is good information. This is good tea that we got. This is great.
That we all needed.
Right, we all need to know that. And when it comes to Adam, I think, honestly, I'm team Adam, because I think a lot of times women think, okay, men are into sex, they want to just hook up, but you're treating him like a dildo. Like, she's just kind of like, let's go now. That's not right. That's not cool. Like, men, we need to be wooed too. Like, you know, like
not to cut you, I don't know if you're done or not.
No, please, I'm done.
When there's a situation where I feel that energy of a woman, like she thinks that that's what I want, so she's trying to exert that more, I'm going to purposely not do that with her to make sure she understands I'm not that.
I'm not just here for that.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So like, I understand that he's leading her on though. Like, I get that. He really is not communicating properly in the proper way, but that's what I noticed. And so like, I'm going to defend you on this one, Adam, because I've been there before. Yeah. Like, look, dude,
you get it.
I'm not arguing about this. No, even if you're in a situation where, like, I mean, no, they're deep. They're in this together.
It's a different vibe. But you know what? We can go into. Let's talk about. This is definitely not going to end this episode. We'll definitely.
No, this is going to keep on going. Akilah, can I say one more thing before we move on? What I thought was kind of wrong on Jenna's part is that she made it seem like Adam's her boyfriend, because she then was like, why don't you go back in your van and start and continue hating people? So I was like, you can't treat him like a boyfriend when y'all are not together. So that's it. That's my.
That's true. That's true.
Anyways, we can move on to messier people.
Listen, and speaking of messier people, I can't even call it a trio because Ciara. Let's just talk about Georgia and Parker. I'm like,
is Ciara even there anymora?
It's just Georgia and Paget. I'm like, Ciara, you see what's happening over the docks, and still yet. Georgia likes to say, or she said very, very cunningly, like, all right, Paget is cute, good for Ciara. I'm not the mistress, this and that, but she's really crossing some boundaries, and Paget is letting her do it.
What threw me off, Akilah, was when she said, I always do this at the gay bar. Girl, this is not a gay bar, and this is a straight man with a girlfriend. I was like, these things are not lining up, girl.
You see all the dynamics.
Bizarre. It was very bizarre. And I love that when Ciara walked up, Georgia immediately put on her cover-up.
That's what I noticed to anybody with eyes. You're like, you knew you were onto something wrong. I see you, girl. Exactly.
We see each other.
We see each other. Yes.
I'm just glad.
Go ahead.
I'm just glad that she finally addressed what's going on, because she kind of been playing it like she didn't know what was going on. Like, she finally addressed what's going on, like, it head on. So I'm glad that she did that. Of course she's in the wrong, but again, Paget is accepting it. So it's still Paget's fault.
It's weird because mostly you would say yes, it's the guy's fault, and in this case, yes, Paget's the one. At the end of the day, he's the one in the relationship. But it's a little different when you as the potential mistress know the girlfriend you have a whole different relationship with the girlfriend. It's not like you just happen to know he has a girl. Oh, okay, well, that's on him. It's more like you're developing a friendship with Ciara as well. And so you're kind of like trifling on both sides. But you know what?
I felt like that was messy because they have inside jokes. She's like, Georgia, put your butt away. Stop being, a Russian hooker. They have all these, and then you're going to go and like flirt with her man like that. And poor Byron was like, what am I doing here? Like, he was swimming around. He was like, why am I here?
Oh my God.
No, but I agree. I don't think Paget is, I don't know how to say this. I don't blame Paget. in this situation, okay? I'm just saying this from an educational and a teaching situation. If you want to please your woman or your wife, it's going to make you, even if like Ciara isn't mad at Paget for like just laying there while she's, doing what she wants to do. As a woman, what she wants to see is, no, this is not appropriate. I'm going to get up and I'm going to remove myself from this situation.
Exactly.
So I don't blame Paget, because I've been in that situation before too. It's like, I'm not even doing anything. Like, I didn't tell her to come over here. But Paget, I'm just trying to help you out for the future. Happy life, happy life. Get up, remove yourself from the situation.
But he's only 26 and she's like 24. They're so young. And part of me, like, it's just kind of like, y'all, it's not working. And it seems like you guys are bickering. And then I love that Ciara said, this boat experience is making our relationship stronger. I was like, is she delusional?
No, if that's stronger, then I want to know what it was like before.
What was it weaker? Y'all were killing each other for 9 months on the boat with poor
literally. And Jenna hit the nail on the head. The fact that they seem more like brother and sister, and that's true. They just seem. Where's the spice? Georgia gives them the spice. I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe they're a throuple, like I had said before. Maybe this is the new below deck throuple. I'm here for it.
Well, I hear they explain themselves a little bit on Watch What Happens Live. How about we jump into the news section?
Let's do it. So Georgia was on with Parker last week, and then our news last week. Ooh, yes, a little sound effect. Last week we talked about how Madison was there in the audience supporting Parker, and maybe there was something between them. But it turned out a lot of what Georgia was saying on that episode, because I ended up watching it after, was pretty salacious. She said, I am doing nothing wrong. I'm no mistress. But the fact, you don't have to actually follow through with a sexual act to be a mistress. You're emotionally cheating. So that's my 2 cents.
Yes.
So, and listen, my girl Georgia looks stunning. She looked like Poison Ivy come to life. If we can throw up that graphic, stunning, honey. She was on Watch What Happens Live with Parker, and she was wearing this green number, and she looked stunning. So I was here for my girl. So she was killing it.
Absolutely killing it. But that's not all the news we got.
Honey, I got more tea. I got more tea. So as y'all saw, there was a bit of a confrontation at the end of this episode, and my girl Jenna stormed off, was crying, was very emotional, and she was in these cute little pants, which I liked. And so Reality T was saying they had all these like theories for what it was. I was like, you don't really need to have theories. It's pretty obvious. It was Adam kind of neglecting her. And I think a lot of times, I always say this, I think men are so much used to being rejected. Throughout our lives, we hit on people and they reject us. But I think a lot of time when women put themselves out there, it's a big blow to the ego. So I think she just, and it's on TV, like, I get it. I get it. There's a big blow to the ego. So, but I think they're going to be fine. They're definitely going to hook up. It's just going to be on Adam's terms, which is fine. Not my kind of relationship. If that's what she's happy with it, let her do it.
Oh my gosh. And you know what? This whole thing, I feel like we could definitely predict some things that's going to happen next episode. I mean, all the tea, all the drama. Let's just talk about what we think is going to happen next episode.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Okay, we're going into our predictions. Let's do it. Let me stretch my leg, honey.
Gotta have the intro. Well, first of all, Parker Child, he's not getting it. He's not getting it. But at the same time, I'm on his side, but I also recognize what's happening in the whole boat dynamic. So obviously, we saw that I think Captain Glenn is going to talk to him about just really not getting or respecting the hierarchy, and he's got to either get in line or get off the boat. So that's definitely one thing that's going to happen. What else do y'all think?
Nate, what do you think? What are your predictions?
So Parker's the resignation that we've been waiting for all season?
Ooh, I hope not.
I hope not.
That's my prediction. There's my prediction, but that's who it is. No, Parker. Look, but listen, if I was Parker right now, I would leave for sure. Again, I'm the way Parker is. So just exactly how you react at the table, like, look, if I can't make it my bed and this is a big deal, I'm going to make a big deal for every little thing that you guys do. That's how I am. A lot of times people do things to me that I could call them out about, and I usually don't say anything. It's not that serious. Don't make it a big deal. But then the next day you call me out on the same thing.
Same thing.
No. I remember everything, and I'm gonna call you out about it. So Parker's resigning. He's done with all the people on the boat. Parker is gone.
Love it. Love it.
Parker is literally he's literally Petty LaBelle. We have Petty LaBelle on the boat, and I'm here for her. Like, what is he doing? It's too much. Like, and then he started yelling all the whole. I mean, he lost his mind. I was like, what is he doing? So I think that it's getting to him, and I think he needs to be more respectful. And I think Captain Glenn has such a delicate way of kind of being the boss without being the boss, which I love. Because on our first episode, I said I was not really feeling Captain Glenn. I felt like it was too his managerial style wasn't my cup of tea. But I love it. I think he does such a good job. So I think that Parker's gonna stay. I think Ciara's going to retire or resign.
Oh.
Yeah. Because I think the Bravo fans, we want to see Georgia and Paget hook up. So I think they're gonna make it happen for us. That's my prediction. Yep.
Oh gosh.
I don't want to see it.
You
Georgia,
got your own reasons. So the rest of us, we want the drama. We want the drama.
Ready to mingle.
Nate's here trying to get love in quarantine, honey. Love is blind.
Listen.
And it's quarantine. Yes.
Love in quarantine.
We
Oh
got
my
a
gosh.
virus over here.
Well, whatever happens, we'll be talking about it come next episode. But until then, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. We were doing something different. Just know that we're all in this together when it comes to overcoming this health crisis. But until then, you can find me on social media at Akilah Ffriend. That's AKILAH. FFRIEND, and you know it, 2 F's because I have a lot of F's to give. Like Parker. What about you? What do you guys think they can find you at?
Oh my God, I can't do a close like that.
Yes.
All social media platforms, Royal Nate, ROYALNATE_. Please don't forget the underscore, Royal Nate _ all social media platforms. Follow me.
Yes, Amir, you can find me. Sorry, I was getting a call because she's busy in a quarantine. Amir Yass _ on Instagram, and I have a daily quarantine TikTok on Amir Yass, YASSAMIR on TikTok.
Yes.
Follow me.
I love it. Come on. Well, until then, y'all, it was so great. Buzz you later.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.